All right, guys, so today I am going to show you how to create quote graphics. So here are two that I posted within the Canva for Church group on Facebook. And a couple people asked me how I did it, so I'm going to show you here. All right, so one of the things that's great is I always look for templates that look nice. I also have a brand that I work off of, as well as we do consistency with visualizations when we're in a particular sermon series. So that's how I know to choose my colors. But I start with a template that I like, and then I build from there. So for the first one, this is a template that I selected here. You can see it has the basics of the fonts, the hashtags, the handle, etc. And then now is where I begin to add in my specific photos and elements that I want to bring this template to life with my brand. All right, so first I'm going to find photos that I had from service. So we do have a photographer, a videographer that's there each week. So they capture new photos for us each week. So I'm going to go ahead and you can see just replace the background there. And I'm going to drag the photo into position where I want it here. It already has kind of a nice blurriness to it. One of the things that you'll see in this social template is that I'm able to add some color components and still make the image of our pastor pop out. So I'm going to show you how I do that. One of the first things that I'll do is I like to change the color of the image, and I normally go black and white if I'm going to add some color over it. You can also use this amazing feature in Canva Pro called duotone if you want to just add your color that way, or you can go color mix, and you could see other options here, but that's not what I did here, so I'm going to show you what I did. I set the image to street, and then I went into my elements, and there's a gradient that I use often. So this is the gradient that I use, and I want it to be kind of full scale there. So I'm going to select my color tones. I believe I used a darker orange tone here because of the sermon series, but again, you can select, and you should select, colors based upon what your brand is or what your sermon series is, so that there's visual continuity. Okay, I can also see here that I want my image just to be slightly darker so that it pops a little more, so that's what we're going to do. All right, we want to drag that back into position. Okay, I want to use that same color again, give it some richness. Right. And I want to make sure that this is behind all of our text. Okay. Now this text doesn't stand out anymore because of the colors that I use. So the next thing that I'm going to do is actually adjust the color of the font. I want to go white because I think white will really pop against the darker contrast back. And then I am going to add the effect of lift, which again makes the font just stand out a little more, particularly with white. I noticed that that effect doesn't always work with every other color, but it does work really well when you are using a white font. So again, effects, lift, that stands out. Now again, I want colors to match, so I'm going to just change this to black, make that stand out a little bit more. I want this to be black. All right. And same for the handle. All right. And I just want to slightly position that up a little bit more. I want to add our pastor's handle. Okay. For the hashtag, I use the sermon series title. Maybe you have a hashtag that you use consistently for your church or your business, then you definitely want to use that. Now, the next thing that you see here is that this picture really stands out, right? And that's important. So I'm going to show you how I did that because as of right now, it's in the background, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that same image, okay? I'm going to crop it in slightly because we really just want the person, okay? And I'm going to edit this image and choose to remove the background. And then I want to resize this image to lay right over the background image. So just get it right in alignment there. And there you have it. That's how you can create your quote. Now, the same process happened with this graphic. Again, I started with the template. You can see the template here. I just carried it over and went through the same steps. For this one, I did not do the image overlay. So all I used was I dragged this to the background. I didn't want that effect. I used the gradient overlay and I simply put it in position there. And this is how I created the second quote. And again, what you want to do is then go into this design template and begin to make it your own, right? So you can change the color of the font, you could change the verbiage, you can change the hashtags, you could do whatever you want with it, but you've essentially started with a template that was available in Canva and then built it out and made it your own. And these are really great tools to start with if you are not good with freehanding designs. This is the best way to go. So this was it, and I hope you enjoyed this session.